Hey everyone, it's Corey with Digitway. Today we'll be doing Yelp versus Google My Business and which one is better, which one should you use for your business, or which is the best platform for you. I'll go into a little bit of the pros and cons for both of them. I'll let you know what I think at the end, and then you guys can make your own decision on which one you like better. So let's go. So the first one we'll talk about is Yelp. Yelp is basically an online directory. And just like how back in the days when they had the yellow pages, white pages, and all those different books that came out, this is what Yelp is, but they also offer reviews, stating their opinion, and also maybe give some tips, post up pictures on that business of if they visit. So if you go to a restaurant, you take a picture of your food, you could post that up onto a Yelp business page, and it will show up on that business page. Here are some of the pros that I have found with Yelp. So they have like 150 million plus unique visits a month. So basically 150 million people go onto the Yelp website or the app each month. So that's a lot of people using that platform to find services or restaurants or whatever's out there for what they need. And what Yelp says is if people are going on Yelp, they're usually ready to purchase. And that is correct. But I also, in my experience with using Yelp, is they are doing the research, and doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy right away. People are doing the research, and nowadays it's so easy to do your research online, and Yelp is a good place to do it if you're looking for if you're looking for a plumber or a mechanic or something. So, but they have 150 million unique visits a month. So that's a lot of visits. Like I said earlier, it's a lot of visits. And another pro is they're very strict on the review process. So a new user just can't leave a review and it'll show up on Yelp. They have to be active on Yelp. So new users, when they create a profile or create an account, they have to fill out their profile, have a picture up there, start reviewing other businesses, be active, start adding friends in order for their Yelp review to be shown. So it's a good thing because it filters out the people that are just leaving the bad reviews or just leaving one review and not doing anything else. So they're very strict on their review policy. The next one is a Yelp business page. It ranks on Google. If someone's doing a search for, if you're a plumber, that Yelp will show up, and possibly they could have a better chance of seeing your business if you even don't have a web page or whatever. Fourth pro I found out was the app. The app is not just, they have two apps. One is for the business side and one is for the user. The user side is very good. It's very easy to use. It's easy to find. Like I use it a lot when I'm trying to find a new restaurant, a new dessert place that I want to go to. I just go to the new business section or the business that opened up recently and see what's out there. And it's just very easy to use. It's very easy to leave a review, and it's very user friendly. And the business side is the business app is a little, you don't get as much as what you do have on the computer, but it's still very good to check your reviews and respond to reviews and keep up to date with what's going on your Yelp page if you need it through mobile. Some of the cons for Yelp is paid ads. So a lot of the times when paid ads, you have to be on it very consistently. You can't just do it 1 month and stop. And so you have to, the longer you do it, the better, basically. And it can be very pricey. So it's good to try if you want. Really depending on what industry you're in, should you determine if a Yelp is a good place for you. In my opinion, if you just started a Yelp account, I wouldn't jump onto ads right away. I would wait, get some reviews, fill out your profile, make sure your profile, everything's a little bit more robust before you even dive into Yelp advertisements. The next con is, it was a pro, and my other one is the review process. You can't just have anyone leaving a review. So if someone leaves a review and they were a legitimate customer to your business, and they've never left a review on Yelp before, there's a good likely chance that that review will be filtered. When you look onto Yelp, you'll see if you have a business page, or if you can go look at a business that has a lot of reviews, on the top there will be the review section, and when you scroll all the way down, you'll see filtered reviews. These filtered reviews are usually users that aren't very active on Yelp. They have maybe one review or very little reviews, or they're not active, they don't have friends, they don't take pictures or stuff like that, they're just not active. So it gets filtered. And that is a con, because not everyone, some people don't want to sign up for Yelp and use it consistently, and it's a con because it could be a legitimate review for you, for your business, and that's just taken away from someone's experience for you. But that reviews is both the pros and cons, so it depends on how you take it. And the next one is, you could be put on Yelp even if you didn't want to be there. So had an experience at your business and you never created a Yelp business page, they could create it for you. It could be anyone. You could start getting reviews on this page without even you even knowing it, which is bad, because if, say, you start getting some bad reviews, there's no way for you to respond and answer back to those people that left those reviews, because you didn't even know you had a business page. And that is a problem, because if you've never created a business page and someone created it for you without you knowing, you could start getting a bad reputation for no reason, and you could lose business from it. So those are pros and cons for Yelp. And now let's jump into the pros and cons for Google My Business. One of the big pros for me for Google My Business is Google Maps. You show up on Google Maps, and if you're showing up on Maps, that means people can find you if they're using the Maps app on Google, or if they're searching for something and they're local to you, you could show up on Google Maps. You could even show up on Google Maps without even having reviews. Your place on Maps will show up depending on that person's location to you. And the next one is, since it is a Google product, it shows up on search, Google search, which is same thing with Maps, shows up on search. So your business can show up on Google search, which is obviously a good thing, because it's billions of people use Google. The next pro is Google. On Google My Business, you could start creating posts. So if you have a product you want to, if you're promoting, or if you have a sale, or if you're having an event, you could create events. You create posts, and the posts don't stay on there forever. I believe it's 7 days, or maybe it's longer. It's I have to ask my social media team how long it is there, but I think it was 7 days it stays on there, or maybe even a month now. I don't remember, but you could create posts, and these posts can show up on Google search as well. Another pro is, basically, if you have a Gmail account, anyone can leave a review for you. And similar to where Yelp is very strict, Google isn't as strict, and they let basically anyone can leave a review and leave a comment about your business. Yeah, so there's always pros and cons with being strict and not being strict. So in this case, I think it's a pro, because a lot of people have Gmail accounts, and it's easier for them to just leave a review without having to be active or anything like that. Some of the cons for Google My Business are, it can be hard to find. So if you have a customer that wants to leave you a review, if it might be hard for them to find where to leave that review, because if they do a search, they have to go search it and find where that review button is, and it's not always in your face. Whereas Yelp is a little bit easier, because they know they need to go to the Yelp page and just go to your business and leave a review. Whereas Google, I feel like it takes a little bit more searching on the user's end to leave a review, and that could deter people from leaving a review. The next con is, if you haven't claimed your business and someone already claimed it for some reason, it's hard to transfer that business. In my experience, it's taken a while for us to claim that business. One of my clients, when we started with him like 2 or 3 years ago, we were trying to claim his business page, and it took a good year of back and forth with Google to claim that page. We finally claimed it, but it was just a pain in the butt. I believe it's a little bit simpler now. I think Google saw the value in Google Local, or Google My Business. So I believe it's a little simpler, but it can be a pain. We usually run into this when a business had a marketing company create the business account for them, and the marketing company forgot to transfer the ownership to the owner for the business side. So the business owner could use the app, and it is okay. It gets you what you need. You could respond to messages. You could update your profile, but there is no dedicated app for users, basically. And users, I mean how Yelp has a Yelp user one and a Yelp business one. Google Business only has the back end for the app for the business owner, which isn't a problem because it's technically not a problem, but it would be easier maybe if they had an app for similar to Yelp. Yeah, so that's some of the pros and cons for Google My Business. Their Yelp and Google My Business are pretty similar. They both are free. So it's free to create a profile for your business. So you could do it, you create one easily for yourself or your business and getting reviews and getting business online without really having to do much. Which one should you use, Yelp or Google My Business? Technically you don't have to just choose one. You can just create a profile for both of them and you'll be fine. Asking me, should I get more reviews on Yelp or should I get it on Google My Business? Which one should I do? One thing with Yelp is they don't like you fishing for reviews. They don't like you going out there and asking for reviews. They come to you organically. And that it does kind of suck because not everyone can find your Yelp page. Yeah, so which is better, Yelp or Google My Business? That's hard to say. It really depends on, you could create both accounts, but the question I do get is, which one should I start getting reviews for? My Yelp or Google My Business? And I always let clients know Yelp doesn't like you fishing for reviews, so you got to be careful if you start asking for reviews because Yelp might start taking it down if you get too many in one day or get too many at a certain time. Yelp is always good for if you're a restaurant or you're in the service industry, you're a plumber, you're an electrician. Having a Yelp page is good because people use that service, and if you have no reviews on Yelp and your competitor has just 5 reviews, they might go to them because they have reviews, depending if it's how many stars they have or how good the reviews are. But having reviews up there gives you more credibility. So even with Google has this option in their backend where you could share the review thing with people. So they really don't care if you fish for reviews because they have that option in their backend. Good to get reviews on either platform. And if you do get a negative review, always respond to it. Don't be a jerk or whatever. Just try to figure out what that person left a review and find out why they left a review. And if that person didn't leave a review that's legitimate, you can contact Yelp, you can contact Google to try to remove that review, and they will look at it, see if it's legitimate or not. You just have to have proof. Always respond to reviews, positive or negative. And yeah, which one wins, Yelp or Google? I like them both, honestly. They're both very good platforms. I give it a little bit more to Google on my end just because we do SEO, there's engine optimization, and Google has billions of users. It's a Google product, so in my opinion, I do like Google My Business a little bit better. But honestly, it's really up to you and your industry. If you guys have any questions about either one, Google My Business or Yelp, let me know. Leave it in the comments, DM us on Instagram or Facebook, or you can send us an email. Go to our website and send us an email, and that's it. So which one's better, Google versus Yelp, Yelp versus Google? It's up to you. Thanks.